What's up, guys? It's Morgan from Lynchpin here again. I just want to talk today about trade what you know. Okay, so this is a novel concept to me. I can't overemphasize enough how much something as simple as this has actually changed how I trade stocks and how much more successful I feel. Well, I can show I am. And here's why. I used to invest time every single night going through watch lists or reading comments on forums or various things looking for, okay, what am I going to trade tomorrow? What's got news? What's got momentum? Now, keep in mind, I still do that to some extent. However, I have found this love-hate relationship, if you will, with Snapchat. Now, I make it clear multiple times. I don't love Snap. I don't love their business. Like, I don't even use it. But their stock is perfect for me when trading most of the time, okay? And by perfect, I don't necessarily mean that every trade is perfect or that I know every last little detail of the company. It's volatile enough and the options are affordable enough, in my opinion, for what I want to do on a daily basis that that's what I consistently trade. And it simplifies my life greatly because I look at trends associated with Snap. So one of the things that I know is how choppy it can be early in the morning. So combining that with, my reversal indicators, my moving average indicators, etc., I feel I do a better job of reading the stock. I kind of know the stock. Again, it's not to say that I have a perfect beat on it. However, it's familiar. If I'm jumping around every single day to a different stock, which I've done for years in trading, I'm far less proficient at being able to tell, is this a multi-day runner? Is this a few minutes runner? What is this going to do? Okay. Snap, I feel confident that most of the time I can understand where it's getting overextended, where it's getting oversold, how big it can bounce or could potentially bounce. Those are the kinds of things that looking over charts kind of help me. So if I go and look at it for Snap at this chart, I usually day trade in the 1 minute chart just because I get more signals more quickly. And as I mentioned before, for me, I want to be in, out, and forget about it. I want to move on with the day, do everything else because of my day job and all these other things I'm doing. Even if I was trading full time, I feel like I would still want the same thing, okay? To be fair, I don't want to sit there for 8 hours, okay? I don't think anybody does. And if you can make good money really quickly, I feel like that's a better opportunity. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying that has worked for me. Okay. If I go to a 5 minute chart, I can kind of see, and I'm checking this daily, but you notice, general uptrend. Okay. So I think that's bullish. Stock's going to go up. That's how I feel. You've got more this flat bullish, and then you've got a little bit steeper here over the last day. I show extended hours just because I don't trade extended hours. I don't like it very much. I mean, I've probably in 8 years made half a dozen to a dozen extended hours trades. Not a big fan. Just kind of going back to this idea, Snap for me, I feel like I kind of have a good feel for it usually. And if I go to like an hourly chart, okay, you'll see, just look at this chart for a second, okay? Big move here. Then it had a big move in the second and kind of third hour here. Big move in the first hour. Here it was kind of choppy. Then it finally decided direction in the third hour. Here, big move down here, kind of a bounce back and then a climb, okay? So keep in mind, if each of these candles is an hour, that's a whole day for you to recover from down here, okay? I'm just looking for when's the action, And you'll notice a lot of these big candles, and the reason they straddle is because the market opens at 9:30 Eastern time. So that's my whole thing is Snap moves a ton, just like most of the market often moves. Here's an exception. Moves a ton in that first hour. And that's my whole goal, is get it over with. If it's more volatile and you can make more money on the options, then do the implied volatility on them. It helps a ton. So again, I would take snapshots at, first thing in the morning, which are basically like 5 or 10 minutes before open. I'd snapshot here on the trade tab. I would snapshot this section and kind of look at options prices. And then I would snapshot them at, like, say, an hour into trading. And then I'd snapshot them again in the middle of the day. And for me, doing that helped a ton, because I recognized, like, hey, these lose a lot of value throughout the day. And again, just for reference, when I trade options, I trade the options that expire this coming Friday, with the exception of, if I trade on Friday, I trade the following week's Friday. Because my goal, if I'm day trading, is obviously get in and get out on the same day. So I don't want to hold them over a weekend. I don't want to hold them multiple days. Look, if I'm wrong, I need to get out. If I failed my trade, I need to get out. Holding them often turns out way worse, because as much as you can make more money with options, you can absolutely lose more money. But I love how exponential options are in terms of what they can make you in returns, because what you could make is $1 in share price. You can potentially make, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% on the options price. So just keep that in mind. There's that, you can live by the sword, you can die by the sword. So that's why I say, like, when you start out, normally when I started with this particular strategy, I started with only 3% of my overall account on the line. That's how I approached it. Some people go a lot bigger, a lot faster. Good for them. For me personally, that made a lot more sense. That's what I do. So again, do what works for you. But I'm just saying, I'm a fan of risk, but not too much risk. So that's what I do. So again, looking over the charts, that's what I learned. Look at the moves on this, on this day. These were huge. Here's a day where it's not until the third hour, essentially, where it's going up. But by and large, the first, I would say, hour or two of the day is where Snap is primed. And for me, that's perfect. That's exactly what I personally need with my hectic schedule and all the different commitments that I have. That's what works for me. So going back to the original point of the video, look for more volatile stocks. For instance, on FinViz, which I cover in another video, you can go look at the beta of a stock. And I would say normally if it's 1.5 or higher, that's a pretty volatile stock. Go look at the charts, see if there's opportunities to trade those, because if you can trade those and get that volatility out of the way, boom, it's nice, it's quick. And again, not forcing multiple trades a day, I think, is important. If you're in the right mindset, in the right stock, and you're prepared for that, wait for that reversal signal if you need, or some of those different things. If you kind of understand how the stock moves, I'm not saying it always historically repeats itself, but there is, to some extent, a familiarity or a pattern that you can start to recognize. And so for me, I do not see myself anytime soon going back to looking at trying to trade 40 different stocks. I trade what I know. So again, I'd be interested to hear from you. Feel free to comment. What do you trade? What do you like to trade? There are some people who have their pulse on different sections of the market and might have a great opinion on some stocks that would be great for options or shared trades. But again, Snap rolls through a lot of options in a day. So again, that volume also, huge positive for me. Love the volatility there. So that's why I trade it. So thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again real soon.